will go on my behalf.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Excellent.
It's nice to see that your support was more than just words.
There is little use in words without action. You will quickly learn that about me. Words are useless. Words have no meaning. That's why I have Malcolm. Because it's gotten me in many, many predicaments with many nobles who believe that words mean more than food in mouth or money in hand.
I mean, you can hardly blame them. They were trained and chained to be the way that they are.
Certainly we may not be able to blame them, but
Nods in agreement at Lord Drak.
we may not be able to blame them, sure, but it does make it extremely difficult to deal with.
What you call difficult, I call fun.
Well, I can see that our particular agreements on that word in and of itself will differ, but let's hope that that is the only thing we differ on. Is there anything else that I can help you with as my charges?
Oh, good. I don't think there's anything else we can get.
Have you, do we have travel to Silvershore, or are we to requisition our own?
Yes, if you see the Shepherd's Crook, that is a small stable on the outside of this west gate we have procured for our services. It seems that the family was inside the walls at the time of the ashfall, so there's no longer an owner of it. We have requisitioned it for use of our stables. Feel free to take some horses and make your way to Silvershore. I would recommend going through Stromness if you have the ability. It's much faster than trying to go up the Dark Shore or through the Elderwood.
Yeah, that makes sense. What time is it now, Sarge? Like
25? Oh, in-game, I'm sorry.
Let's see, you guys have been traveling for 2 days straight to get here. You were then brought directly into the city. Most likely you're going to want to take a rest.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what time it was.
It's
Where
getting
exactly...
close. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to ask, where exactly is the city in location to the map?
Well, let us...
North of Lake Wyvern. Or Wyvern? North of Lake Wyvern.
Nick. Oh, okay.
Ta-da! I like that. That's your little location marker.
Oh, yay! It's like my horse. My red horse.
I'm way too zoomed in. That's my problem.
Yep. So I have a little
yep.
red dot there.
You are here.
Ding!
You are here.
Yep, so it'll take another probably 2 days straight to get into Stromness. And then you can either go through King's Crest or Madreas to get to Silvershore. That'll probably take about a week.
So it's late enough we would do a long rest and then head to Stromness?
Yep, I would say we could always... I'll leave it up to you guys. We can either make camp outside of the city limits, or we could requisition that barracks that's no longer in use.
I think I'd rather sleep outside the city limits.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with Sammy on this one.
All right.
Yeah. No nice beds for you, Noble.
Haven't slept in one in quite a while, so... And he'll start walking towards the west
Dad.
gate.
Wow. There are beds at the Shepherd's Crook. It's an inn.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's kind of
Well,
an
there we
inn / stable. So you guys, it's not the fanciest. It's definitely not as good as the barracks would be, but it's rest.
It's like a crappy
not
best
one of those
restaurant on the
fancy
outside of
that
the city is
terrible,
what it
you know,
is.
the militia barracks.
Yeah.
Exactly. On both accounts. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to say actually that we're going to end it here for tonight.
Wait. Wait. I have a very important question.
Sure.
Before I go to sleep, do I find the book?
Yes, of course. So
Yeah!
you start to snuggle down for the night, kind of just, mulling over what's going on in your head. Everybody kind of gets their own room because nobody else is really sleeping in it for the moment. It's kind of meant for couriers as like a home base, so they have a place to rest, but there's no couriers here at the moment. Either the messengers are out or coming back. So you guys have the place to yourselves. As you kind of bed down, there's a small fire crackling as to stave off the chill. you kind of, reach your hands behind your head to relax, and suddenly you feel the cover of the book directly behind your neck.
Score!
Can I before we end, can I talk to Sammy?
Sure. You guys can do whatever you want. I don't have to end it right here. I just thought that was kind of a segue. If you guys want to do more role playing, by all fucking means, go ahead. Don't let me stop you.
So I'm assuming that were we kind of ushered out of the city pretty quickly, out of Stromness?
Out of Stromness? Yeah, you guys took off at a fucking trot. You got settled enough in the Stone Keep to recognize that all four of you are kind of in the same group. You barely managed to get introductions before you were whisked off, because the Lord General left before you. Because he heard about it while Malcolm was bringing everybody back. Malcolm got there, and the servant turned around and said, "Listen, you need to go. He already left. We have the reservations. Get."
So what was the order of arrival for Stromness though? Malcolm would have already been there, and so would have.
I would be.
Yeah, Estella would have been there too. And then I arrive and Sparrow arrives?
So most likely what occurred is that Malcolm went and got Sparrow first from Lorness.
Okay.
On the way back, he would have stopped at Tri-Point to pick you up. And then once he got there, and the investigation... basically searching for Estelle had come to fruition. What'd I say? Estella?
Yeah.
I keep saying Estelle. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The search for Estella had completed, and Malcolm met with her and brought her back. And basically, as those two were walking in the front door, everything wrapped up to go.
Okay.
Okay, so since we really haven't had time to really speak alone with people, I'm gonna go and talk to Sam.
You guys do notice that it's a single floor squat place, really simple, 4 or 5 rooms in the back, and there's a small not a tavern area, but there is an eating place, 2-3 tables, a small bar with 9-10 bottles in the back.
Kitchen attached?
A small kitchen attached, yeah. There's a cook pot over the hearth. If you guys want to kind of meet there, and because there will be a meal, somebody is staffing that. The Lord General Drak takes care of his people, so at the very least there is a hot meal.
Are you still wearing the same sigil that's on the coin, Matt?
Yeah, that's my basically it's his fatigues.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he's wearing that still.
Okay, I'm gonna knock on your door.
Yeah.
Do you answer it?
Yeah, I open the door.
I don't know if I like where this is going.
Sort of look out.
Oh my god, I got lucky once. Okay, that's all I need. And it wasn't even my character. It was, someone else. Well,
I sort of crack the door open a little bit and look out quizzically and say, okay, oh, hi, Estella. How are you?
Good. And then I was like, do you recognize me?
Me?
Oh, I know where this is going. All right.
And then if you say maybe, then I'm going to show you the coin that you gave me all those months or years or so ago.
It's been a couple months, and then I say, oh, yes, I remember the dancer.
Yeah, my mask has changed. Well,
It has, quite a bit.
I was a member. And then I would, ask to be invited in.
I open the door and say, have a seat. Is it just a bed, or are there chairs? What are the rooms like?
Sarge, are there chairs?
In your room?
So is there even the room? Is there even a window? Is it just a bed?
It's a bed,
closet.
a nightstand just to put things down, and kind of a small arm wire to stick all your stuff in. That's
okay,
about it.
I'm gonna sit on the nightstand. I'm assuming there's nothing on there.
I'm just gonna lean against the wall.
Okay. This is awkward.
Yeah, it's as awkward as possible.
Well, anyway, but I'm just gonna tell you everything that happened with the troops, since you're probably one of the ones most familiar. Just to get our characters up to
Well, I think at that point I would express my condolences and say, that's horrible. Do you know who did it? Is there any way I can help you?
I was like, once this is all over, I would appreciate your help.
Well, then you have it.
Yay. Allies! I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go to bed now, so good night.
Yep.
And then I steal your bed now, I leave.
Okay, good, because there's only one bed.
I don't know how long I spend reading, Sarge, but I read until I literally fall asleep reading.
Okay. Malcolm, what are you doing, dude?
He is sitting in the room, like, he's going to grab a room, and he's going to sit with the door open for a while, just to, in case anybody has any questions. And he's essentially just going to sit on his bed, like, with a little dragon chess set up on the nightstand, kind of just playing by himself.
Okay.
This is really, your character's depressing.
Oh, right. I leave my door open, but I've rigged a couple of surprises if anyone decides to come in.
Oh.
Yeah, I lock my door like a normal person.
Yeah, when I go to sleep, I shut the door and lock it, but, like...
Well, I think before we all go to sleep, I think Sam would go down and start making some sort of food.
Oh yeah, let's eat. And then I
food
remember
sounds good.
tieflings eat human food.
Me too. You remember our conversation?
I know, and then I also say the word hello. Because that's the only word I know.
Her only infernal word.
Yeah. I know one infernal word, Sarge, and that's the word hello. That's okay, because he did teach it to me.
Okay, that's fine by me.
So as we're eating dinner, ask if anyone enjoys playing cards.
Well,
I smell food, and I'm going to wander around the traps I have set, and downstairs with my nose still in the book, or to the kitchen with my nose still in the book.
So once everyone is assembled, Malcolm, are you coming downstairs to eat or no?
Is he told that there's food by anybody or anything?
I'm gonna yell food. And
Okay, then if he is told, he will put his chess set away and come down for food, or around for food.
Now, I find it weird that the tiefling is cooking us food. Are you a good cook?
I mean,
roll a straight T20 to make sure we.
How did I mean? The way it worked in the setting where he grew up was everyone had to cook at least one night, so it was a rotating roster.
Yeah, makes sense.
So choose not to eat when it was your night to cook.
Well, I hadn't actually thought about that. Is he actually good or not? I don't know. I guess I could roll to see how he does.
Yeah,
I hate to say it, but if anybody's ever tasted army food,
it's gonna be terrible. Yeah.
It's not exactly terrible, but you don't want to eat it all the time.
Yeah. I mean, in real life, I actually enjoy cooking, so I don't know.
Well,
maybe the character does. Maybe he likes exploring food. I mean, I did ask you about food. The character asked me about food when I talked to you.
I know,
Also
and
true.
I did. Yeah, so I'm gonna help you if I feel that your cooking is subpar.
Okay.
Because at least I it's
So do we roll together? Is that a team roll?
I think you both got it. It's I hate to say it, it's hard to fuck up with the materials that you have. I'm not gonna make you roll for cooking. Come on. I'll make you roll for disease checks or poison checks if the food is bad enough. But I think we'll be all right.
Okay. So once we ever
Drak with us, or is he gonna eat?
No, Drax is if there's one thing, at least that Malcolm would know, and what the rest of you are starting to very much pick up on, is that the man does not rest if he can help it. He goes all 8 cylinders on everything he does, and he expects the same from those around him. He's a very, very driven individual. He's well spoken, but he doesn't speak to people well. He does not tolerate stupidity or incompetence easily. However, he rewards those that do well with what he asks. He's just very direct person, very driven, very intelligent, without a lot of the social graces to back any of it up. So he's out. Like, he's doing shit. He's moving, he's shaking, and then most likely he will pass out in his command tent when he just exhausts himself, which will probably be tomorrow.
I'm just going to quickly ask if anyone's been to Silverstone.
Silvershore, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Silvershore.
I have.
I'm sort of half paying attention, so it's like I kind of just give like a random mumbled answer that doesn't really make much sense in any language.
I nod once briefly, but I'm sure it's changed quite a bit since then.
Who said I have? Was that you, Mark?
Yep, Malcolm's been there.
Okay. I'm going to ask, is there anything that we need to know? Taylor?
Are there any supplies we should acquire in Stromness before we head north?
Sarge, what do I know about Silvershore?
You personally would probably have a deeper understanding of it, but not a local's understanding of it. Basically, Estella, what you would know is that it is the seat of power. Honestly, Samael, you would also know the general of it. It hasn't changed a lot. It's the seat of power. There's a lot of movers and shakers, nobility, guilds, bankers, traders. They all make their headquarters there. It's a very affluent city. There's a lot of luxury. Not in the same way as Elysia. Elysia is very much quote-unquote wasted luxury. Think like Roman parties type of luxury. When you think of Silvershore, think of something more along the lines of Wall Street. There's a lot of
pretty
affluence.
luxurious.
Yeah, a lot of luxury, but not in the manner of frivolousness.
It's not as ostentatious.
Thank you. Good word for it. Not as ostentatious.
If you
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
No,
if you want to add anything, by all means, man. It's your guys'
I was just
city.
trying to think what I was going to say because he asked what anything we should know.
My question is, my idea was that as part of his training, Samael had been to, he'd been to every city for a short amount of time, so he would understand maybe the climate. So his question would be more focused on that. Like, is it going to be colder there? Is it going to be warmer? What sort of clothes do we need?
Oh, it's
do we
fucking
need...
cold.
It's gonna be, yeah. It's
okay,
gonna be cold.
so we're gonna need extra clothes.
Oh.
And if you can help it, don't buy anything in Silvershore. They
it's going to
drive
be
the
more
prices up
there. So
They
we
drive
should
the
buy it in
prices
Stromness
crazy.
before we get there.
Yeah, if you can help it. He said, and he'll say, admittedly, I've only been to Silvershore a handful of times for tournaments, but other than that, he's like, I don't know the. Even the most recent tournament was, and he kind of coughs into his hand and says about a couple years ago.
Okay, so we know we're going to want cold weather gear.
Yep.
That's good to know because I would be freezing.
And maybe...
The half elf just kind of gives a distracted nod as she's still sticking the nose in the book.
If we can make some gold to eat and rest there.
That catches her attention. Make some gold?
What kind of horses
Gold,
did
you
we
say?
get from the stables, and how many of them do we have?
You have one apiece.
We don't have to worry about selling anything.
That doesn't seem legal.
And they have saddles and stuff?
I never said it was.
Bags?
And she
Yeah.
winks.
Two.
No, and Sparrow just gives you a kind of a half smirk. Just I never said it would be.
Yeah, and she's agreeing yeah, gotcha.
And at that, Malcolm looks between the two of us as well. I mean, the Lord General said he wanted us to be self-sustaining, so, and he kind of shrugs.
I've never heard of a noble who's told other people to be self-sustaining.
Oh, you hear it all the time in Lorness.
Ugh.
And she turns her attention back to the story. As she's half eating and half reading, so half of the food is kind of not ending up anywhere near her mouth.
So at this point, Samael's trying to get Malcolm's attention and saying, all right, well, what are the logistics of our trip going to be? How much food do we need? What's the length of time? What's the
goodness.
climate going to be that
we're
we
gonna
get there?
We're gonna need about 2 days worth of food to get back to Actually, I would say 3 days worth of food. I don't think we're going to be making quite the same pace back to Stromness that we
I
did
have several
before.
days of rations on myself. How much food
Yes,
does
do
everyone
I.
else have with us?
I
Um,
actually need to look at that.
Our
I
packs, our Explorer packs would have come with 10 days of
10
rations.
days rations.
Yeah, I didn't get an explorer's pack.
yeah, everybody did.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody did.
Will.
It would have been from Drak.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know that, so...
Now you have that.
And then once
So we have
get
enough food to get
Stromness-
there, but how much food do we need to buy at Stromness when we're traveling?
Stromness, it's probably going to be a couple, was it 1 or 2 weeks there,
One
I think.
week. 1 week.
It's going to be 1 week
Yes, it's
there.
every day.
And
and
horses
if we
travel if you guys take breaks. Like if
Yeah,
you-
and if we can
What the horses
help
is.
it, we don't want to buy rations there. So if we can get a couple weeks worth of rations in Stromness, and if we can get a hold of some gold between here and there, we should have enough to live in Stromness for a few days while we do what we need to do there.
Now, how much detail did we get about the guy that we need to find?
You can assume that you know what you need to know to find him.
Let's
You got
see.
his
Has a
name,
dossier
you got
on
his
him.
guild.
Yep.
Not so much a dossier, but you know his guild, you know his name. You got enough to at least approach the guild and say, "Hey, we're looking for this
Does Malcolm
guy."
have like an article of his clothing or a piece of his hair, perhaps?
No, because it's a memory that you have to have. It's not tracking based off the physical thing. It's tracking it based off of your
my
recollection
impression
that
of this person.
Exactly.
Okay.
So again, a scent that you've picked up, a brief walking past him where you kind of registered him.
Yeah.
Or hearing his voice. If you've heard any of that, or seen any of that, or smelled or perceived him at all, then it uses your perception of him to find it, to find that person.
Okay,
But-
that helps. That helps a lot. Well, that helps me a lot anyway. To understand the item better.
That said, we're not necessarily going to be eating rations every day on the trip.
Well, I think
But it is good to
we can
carry.
eat normal
it's-
food in
it's-
Stromness, and then we can eat
Yeah.
normal food once we get to Silvershore. But we
And
can
I'm sure
buy
we'll
food
find-
in the tavern.
Along the way, I'm sure we'll find inns, but it's nice to prepare and have at least enough
Yeah.
rations to make it every day.
Better
I'm
to
gonna
prepare
start
through the
shining the
intervality
bells.
partnership.
While you guys talk about this, I'm gonna start shining my bells.
I guess obviously just very concerned with the logistics of the trip because that's something that
That's
would be
his
drilled
character.
into
Very much
you.
in character, yeah.
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 I finally finished the story and I look up, okay, I'm sorry, what's going on now?
Bring
At this
warm
point,
clothes.
I think Samael would look at her and be like, "What are you reading?" Because
Oh.
obviously she's been ignoring us for a while.
That's true.
I don't know. It changes every time it pops up.
That's interesting.
So you guys,
It's the same book.
you guys remember her having a book and reading it. Obviously, she's been doing it this whole time. But as you look back toward her, there's no indication of a book.
What? Where's your book?
I had a book? Oh, I guess it is gone.
You don't remember the book you were just reading?
No, I do. I always remember the stories. There's one story. It's about this woman, and she kind of looked like you, Sammy, but she had like
Tiefling?
her horns were like made of metal, and she was part of this group that lived on this place where there was like 5 colors of magic that they used, and it was really interesting. But I only got about halfway through it before I fell asleep, and then I woke up and couldn't finish it. Muttering under my breath in rude elvish sayings.
He will, Malcolm will kind of chuckle at that and continue eating his food.
Yeah,
So,
it's different
this
every
point-
time.
Sam's finished his meal and he pulls out a deck of cards and starts moving
Her
them back
eyes light
and forth
up.
between
Her eyes
his
light
hands.
up.
Yeah, so, does anyone play cards?
Oh, deal me in, Sammy boy.
All right, so I think we'll end it here.
No, we enact all.
But I have proficiency.
I
with
know, and
cards.
you are more than welcome to roll against them if you're betting money, which I would highly suggest not doing. But no, it seems like you guys are
I
starting
found
to get
this
along.
really shiny pebble on the way to Strongness. Let's go.
I feel that is a good blackout point for everybody
Okay.
as they're kind of eating and getting ready for the next day. So, with that, scene.
Oh man, we gotta wait another week.
Yep, you gotta wait another week. So.
No, wait, no. Tomorrow's Tuesday, guys.
So, thoughts, impressions? I think you guys did an amazing job. You did everything I hoped that you would do.
And laid.
Yep, you got laid. You
Actress
roleplayed.
lives on.
Yes.
I found my corpse. That's unique.
hashtag address lives.
Yeah.
Make that a thing,
you know
guys.
what? Maybe my character is still alive. Who knows? You know.
Hey, if Actress is alive, good chance.
Yeah.
Yours was probably died years ago from an STD, but you never know.
Whoa. Hey, look. The priest was clean. Okay. He's holy.
Sure.
So
Sure he was.
now that you guys have had kind of a taste of my DMing style, I know Mark has had me before. I don't know if I've DM'd. Deanna, I haven't DM'd for you, have I?
No, because it was Pat, and you were supposed to take over. I think.
Right. Yeah, I was supposed to take over this campaign, ironically.
Ironic.
What do you guys think of the DMing so far? Is it okay? Is it what you expected? Is it good? You know, comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, so I can adjust if needed.
I mean, I'm enjoying it as someone who hasn't played 5th edition before, and I mean, you guys are being pretty patient with my questions, so I appreciate that.
Yay.
God damn it! You should know all this already.
Yeah, exactly.
Test the table for stability and flip.
I have no issues. I do have issues.
I really enjoyed that we had kind of that prologue. That was kind of fun. I don't think that's something I would want to do every time.
No.
But I did enjoy it, and I did like that when we got here, everything was kind of open, so we could do what we wanted to do, but at the same time, I wasn't really sure what I was supposed to be looking for.
Yeah, a little bit of guidance wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
So not like railroading like you did in the prologue, but just like maybe a
little bit tighter rein.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, I was
Not too much. Not too
prologue.
much. Not too much because I was just not too much because, like I said, I did enjoy the whole sense of, here's this city. What do you want to do with it?
Okay.
That was interesting. It's just like I said, I was like, I don't even know am I supposed to be looking for people? Am I supposed to be looking for clues? What do you want me to, what am I supposed to be specifically looking for?
Okay. In my opinion, from my side of the table, the reason why I feel it went exactly according to plan is because you guys made the decisions in character. You thought about what your characters would go after with this vacuum of information, which is it's exactly how I set it up. So it wasn't like I'm sitting here, not understanding what you want to do, or, I didn't have anything planned. It's that I wanted you guys to go through and see what you could find. Because for me, if I know your expectation and your intent of what you want to do, I can come up with challenges on the way. I'm really quick on that, as you kind of saw. So the fact that you guys sat back and it's like, okay, what information are we looking for? And it evolved from there, because you guys didn't freeze. You didn't go into complacency. You didn't get quiet. You actively tried to figure out what was going on around you, and then when you saw each other doing it, you helped each other. So that made it a lot easier for me as a GM, and I think that's a good dynamic to have, because you guys were kind of pushing each other to new questions. So nhưng forward, I will be keeping a little bit more tighter rein on it, because you're not going to have an entire city to investigate. But there will be more investigation portions of it, because this is kind of shaping up to be more of an intriguing game, so you guys will be able to figure out more stuff as you research. Does that make sense? I feel like I explained that okay.
Yeah.
Mark,
are you gonna get mad at me if I graffiti?
No, go ahead. Wait until after we're done. Then you can graffiti.
Oh, but I just started.
I know, but you can barely see it.
Did you say Mark?
Yes, Mark, what do you think?
0 out of 10. It was awful.
Well, at
No,
least I
just kidding.
disappointed you in the most efficient way possible.
No, it was great. I enjoyed it. I'm just still trying to get used to playing Malcolm. He's very different from my normal characters.
Yeah, I'm still trying to. I kind of like got a little bit, sidetracked with like the whole, prologue character, and then I was like, oh, I have to go back to Estella mode, which is a little bit different. So I'm gonna work on that, but that's just me.
Yes, I love the hashtag.
I'm making a snake out of the hole.
That is the worst heart I have ever seen.
Shut up! I'm a science teacher, not an art teacher.
Any other comments? Anything that you guys want to see moving up? Like, you got really excited over the prospect of this Calm person. Where do you want to go from here? What are your expectations now that you've had your first session?
I just
Well,
want
we
to
gotta go
shit
get
with random
Jake.
encounters.
We can't really explore South Shore until
Silver
2 weeks from now, right?
Silvershore.
Not
Shore.
true. Technically,
No, 1 week, right?
With everything that's going on in South Shore, I almost imagine. Like,
I mean,
this
we
sounds
could
really
explore the city
ridiculous.
itself.
It's
Yeah,
Silvershore.
It's a big city.
Yeah, guys, it's Silvershore, not South
You
Shore.
have to. You
Okay,
have to keep me honest,
X Shore,
so.
whatever it is.
Sarge,
Yes, Dina.
how are you gonna do travel? Because traveling.
We are
kinda
not
sucks.
doing it the same way as Tyler did it.
Thank you.
We're
Oh my
not
God,
doing
this
a
is the
day.
worst ever.
That's another question I have. Do we really have to, like, I know I brought out the logistics of the trip, but that was just in character.
Oh,
Do we
yeah,
have to
I
worry
understand.
about the minutia of it?
No, you don't.
Okay. So I don't have to, like, buy rations everywhere I go and,
No.
hoard them in a
I
backpack
will.
somewhere.
I will kind of inform you.
Oh,
I
I'm sorry,
naturally
you have
assume
an
that
extra
you're
pair
gonna.
of rations. Well, good
Yeah,
luck.
I will naturally assume that you guys are competent in what you do. You've traveled across this country. You kind of know what it takes to do it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you've magically run out of rations. Hey, look at that. And you're only halfway there. You didn't plan on it. I feel like that's a gotcha moment, personally.
Better kill a bear.
Yeah. However, there will most likely be instances where I'll use that type of information as a plot point, such as, if you guys fail all of your perception checks for guard duty and you wake up and then all your rations are gone.
Yeah, so someone stole the rations.
Exactly. And you can find them and get them back if you want to
Arrow.
discover it.
Why are you always looking at me when this happens?
She's very hungry. It's
She
not her
says
fault.
as she's eating yet another ration bar.
Is that a popsicle you brought in your rations?
I almost picture it similar to. Oh, this sounds so stupid, but similar to like video games, where the main quest sends you to Silvershore, and you have to get there and you have to find this guy that in all honesty should probably only take a day or so. But once you get there, you're gonna find this happening, and you're gonna have to deal with this as well. So
A bunch of
I can
side
imagine
quests
it
once you get
being
there.
fun.
I swear to God, if I have to take this bag of whatever 5 feet to someone to her left,
You need
just
to
to
kill
complete a side quest.
I need you
We're
to
gonna
get
have a
5 wolf
Five
pelts.
wolves.
we need to go kill 5 wolves, then we need to go kill 5 more wolves. It's like, what?
Yep. No, nothing.
Why
like
doesn't
that.
every wolf drop a paw? I don't understand what's going on here. They got 4 of them. Why are they dropping paws?
Why can I only get the paw? What happened to the rest of its skin?
Where are the rest of the paws? It's a 4-legged animal.
I do have a question.
Yes.
When we're doing traveling, now I've had DMs do this a couple different ways where we've actually talked about the travel, like, okay, so you've been traveling, 2 days, and just basically kind of talks about the time that passes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also had DMs where, like, they only mention something if there is an encounter during the travel.
That's generally how I do it the second way.
Okay, I was gonna say, and then I've had people who are like, okay, this is your first day of travel, what are you doing?
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, we're walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're walking, but are you talking? Or no, we're walking. And we're going. And we're going.
I try and set up not a random encounter. I try and set up encounters as you go. And it's not always combat. It's not going to always be combat.
Right.
There will be a lot of other RP encounters too, because you meet a shit ton of people while you're traveling. So they're not always going to be violent. They're not always going to be, give me your money or get the fuck out. You're not going to come across dead caravans all the time.
Sometimes they'll be horrible.
95% of them
take
may
money
be
in
angry
games.
with us.
We need
by
to
the
forge
time we
the
leave.
river, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you'll encounter challenges. You know, you'll encounter dead shrines. You know, I mean, things. There will be interesting shit that happens. That's all I can promise you. It doesn't necessarily mean, again, that you're going to run into a dragon, but it also doesn't mean that we're going to go day by day the whole fucking way, because that's tiresome to me. And if I get bored as a GM, bad things are going to happen to everybody, because I'm going to spice it up. But to me, that amount...
I mean, Deanna already got it spiced up, I think.
To me as a DM, I don't like tedium, and a lot of mechanics seem to encourage that. And to me, it's like I don't see a point. You know, it slows everything down. It keeps the players from getting to their next thing that they're excited about, which is the next part of the plot. You know, unless something happens that's kind of a break from it. You know, oh hey, look, we're coming across an encampment of ghouls, or not ghouls, like gnolls, right? But they're waving you down for some reason. Like, do you trust them? Do you keep going? Like, what do you do? Like that kind of stuff. It will be out of the ordinary experiences on the trail.
I mean, to quote Atris, never trust a null. Just saying.
I will say I guarantee that about 95% of the people we meet, honest or otherwise, are probably going to be really pissed at us by the time we part company.
Wait, say that one more time?
I said I do promise that about 95% of the people are probably going to be angry with the party by the time we leave.
Oh, Jesus.
I do feel we need an in-character party name. Because it would be cool. Not the Avengers, though.
It's so
Swear
weird,
to
though.
God.
We're not
sure.
a full party yet.
Ashbenders?
Oh my god.
Oh god.
How about
Ashbenders? No, no.
I would personally like to pitch forward the Justice League, but
Yes.
God damn
The
it.
Ash Justice League?
Mark, I'm gonna kill them all.
How about the
Just
Just
gonna
Ash
drop
League?
rocks
How
on
about
all.
that?
Don't look
you
at
can't
me.
kill me. I'm too adorable.
I was going to suggest Malcolm and the Heartbreakers.
Okay, then.
All right, now you're all going to die in the most horrible way I can imagine.
Whatever the group name is, it just has to be painted on the side of the airship. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the name? What is the name of?
Okay, say
wait,
goodnight to
wait,
the
wait,
stream,
wait.
everybody.
Wait.
Team.
What is the name of the general that is funding this mission? What's his name again?
Lord General
General
Drak.
If you suggest Drax Angels, I swear to God.
Drax Angels! Yes!
No. I was going to suggest Lord General Drak's Lonely Hearts Club Band, but that's just me.
No, I think
Good night, everybody.
Good night, stream.
Good night.
Bye, stream.